Speaking of floating on air, my first buy is Mascots Trucking Kids.
What? Bull Nuff alert. My last sale is Chupa Chup wrappers.
You're looking vibrant, relaxed, youthful.
Thank you. Yes, I don't feel any of those things, but
Neither do I. And I don't look at. Wow.
oh god, we've gone full Nuffy.
Oh boy!
Oh wow,
3 months, maybe 4. But
it's been too long, man. Too long.
An age and a half. But we're back.
How you been?
Oh, been great. We obviously caught up for some Luke beverages.
We did, yeah.
A few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Neither of us made the Lol Plenty Team of the Decade, which was very surprising.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm disappointed because that would be a bit narcissistic, but I will say that I'm very surprised.
I was very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. I was encouraged to attend this. When you're encouraging someone to attend something.
Yeah.
So the person who encouraged me, he knows. He'll be listening to this. He knows I'm talking about him right now. Mm-hmm. Very disappointed.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
But look, it was a great team. I assume I left before it. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was great to see you then. It's great to see you now.
Yeah, how was your break?
Good. Didn't do too much.
Mm-hmm.
I went to New Zealand at some point. I don't know if we recorded after that. I think we did.
We might have, yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't really do too much. I worked all through the Christmas break as the...
it's just what you do, got the hard hat on.
It's what you do, yeah. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
It's not honest work, but it's... but no, it was good Christmas. I've had a little bit of time off now. I'm heading away to WA soon. Really looking forward to footy. Really enjoyed this summer we had.
Yeah, I love the summer of cricket. We'll talk about the summer of cricket, I suppose. But
save your bullets.
Keep your powder dry, son.
Yeah, keep your powder dry.
Yeah, look, it's great to be back.
Yeah, we're in a new studio.
Yes, I was going to say new studio. Who dis?
Yeah, and these episodes will be on YouTube now. So we've just been hounded.
Yeah.
Hounded by no one.
It's just like, when you got two heads like this, not having it on the tube is a waste. So we've heard the calls. And we've acted accordingly.
Yeah. So, no, looking forward to what should be a big season of the refill. Mm-hmm. Look, I mean, we may as well tuck right into it.
Yeah, why not?
Sandra.
Oh, she's had a good summer too, Sandra.
I hope she doesn't let herself go.
10's Late Night News with Sandra Sully.
We begin with the signing of...
Keeping you informed, keeping you involved, keeping you in touch. Australia's most established late news service, the Late Night News with Sandra Sully. Weeknights on 10.
Okay, well, let's cast our minds back to a hot, summery January where Serbia's Novak Djokovic returns to Melbourne Park and wins his 22nd Grand Slam, defeating Stefanos
Tsitsipas
of Greece in straight sets. In the women's draw,
Ariana Sabalenka
of Belarus won her first Grand Slam against
Elena Rybakina
of
Kazakhstan
in 3 sets.
Did you go to the tennis?
Nope. No, full disclosure, I didn't watch a lot of tennis this year. I just, I miss my headliners. I miss my Feds. I miss my Kyrgioses. I miss my Rafa. And I just felt like I knew what was going to happen with Novak. So for me, it was a little bit of just sit this season out, this Grand Slam out.
That's fair enough. If you're sitting out the Oz Open, you're not touching tennis this year.
Depend again. If
I don't think you're touching
if Kyrgios is in Wimbledon, I'm touching it. I'm touching it, a lot of it.
That might be the only thing.
I'm touching it everywhere.
Yeah, that might be the only thing that gets you back.
Probably. Or if Rafa's like,
if he goes close.
If he said my foot's good, I'm back, baby. I'll go.
Yeah,
all right, well, I'm back.
My hair's strong. You're like,
no,
it's not.
No, that's very.
No, I love it. I went.
Yeah.
Went day 2.
Okay.
shit show of a day. 38 degrees.
Yeah.
It got heated off for like
Oh, wow.
4 hours.
Yeah.
And then poured down rain at night.
So you hung around for the 4 hours?
Hung around.
That is dedication.
Hung around, got seats at, what's it called? Kia, the zoo. Whatever the zoo arena is. Where
Kia Zoo.
Yeah, well, because it's like general admin can go.
Yeah.
And Kokonakis was playing.
That's good though. That's the vibe.
Yeah, and so we got seats and we sat through 3 rain delays.
Yeah.
And Fabio Fognini came out and actually was a disgraceful tank job.
Yeah, right.
Like this is a guy who's genuine. He would have been a seed at a Grand Slam at one point.
Yeah, okay.
Had you talk about get put in a mental pretzel, he was in the hurt locker. He knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
From the get go, and he had no interest in playing. So,
that's a shame.
He won in 3 sets, but yeah, I think I called it about 11, and I was like, "This has been a long day."
Yeah.
The worst thing was, you literally went from being completely sweating through your shirt to getting absolutely drenched by the rain.
Yeah.
So you're in a real like
moisture
vacuum.
Yeah.
Kind of a sauna sweatsuit kind of
Yeah, that's not good. That's
Yeah.
not good. There would have been a lot of like Rexona needed, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't smell
no
great.
free ads. No free ads.
No free ads, but I didn't smell great. But I absolutely love the tennis.
Yeah, look, I generally do as well, but I just, as I said, for some reason just wasn't engaged.
Yeah. It does. The heated off policy made me sort of wonder because I swear there's been days where it's like 40 and they've played through like 36, 37. Like I'm not saying like they shouldn't have played because I was doing my head in watching.
Yeah.
The fact that they're literally like going through it on the court, which is like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Full credit to them. But well done Novak. I think it's hard to disagree that he's the GOAT.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't like to say it, but
no, it feels a bit yucky, but I think he is.
yeah. The NFL's best player, Patrick Mahomes, is once again a Super Bowl champion as the league's MVP led the Kansas City Chiefs to a 38-35 win over the Philadelphia Eagles, preventing the Australian duo of Jordan Mailata and Aaron Sipos from claiming the highest honour in American sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, felt like the Eagles choked here, right? Although it's one of those games where...
Yeah. It's hard to... No, they didn't choke.
Okay.
No. The Atlanta-New England game, that comeback, that's a choke.
Okay.
I think the Eagles are like 10 points up. Both very evenly matched.
Yeah.
Both... the Philadelphia quarterback, Jalen Hurts, this was his coming out party this year. And so there's a lot of it's his first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A lot of nerves around that.
Yeah.
He balled out. He probably should have won the MVP.
Yeah.
But Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, they're actually a cheat code. Like if Patrick Mahomes, so he had an ankle sprain coming into this.
Yeah.
If he's got a full bill of health, they're significant. They're not significant favourites, but they're favourites.
Well, I was going to ask you what his ceiling is in terms of the
GOAT.
Yeah, so he's won 2 now, but how old is he? He'd be mid-20s?
I think they'll end up with 4.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
he'll end up with 4 Super Bowls. I think personally, it's hard to argue.
I mean, you got Brady, but
it's hard to argue against Tommy Boy, but I think he sits number 2.
Yeah,
just because of
how
he'll end up with more league MVPs.
Yeah,
he'll end up with more Super Bowl MVPs than Brady. But the only thing he won't end up with more of is just the actual
8 of them.
Yeah,
it's hard to get
1,500. So
So
and Jordan Mailata, who's a former rugby league player, is on good. He's a very important piece of that. Offensive line. So Aaron Sipos, former St Kilda player.
Yep.
Went missing big day. I shouldn't say that, actually.
No, you should. I mean, a St Kilda player not performing on the big stage is not something.
I'm not even going to say that.
I mean, it's
Ignore that.
We wouldn't make that comparison.
Ignore that. So well done to the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
Australia's summer of cricket has come to a close after defeating the Windies 2-0 in their 2-test series, and then South Africa 3-0 in their 3-test series. Australia, though, in India, already lost the Border Gavaskar series 2-0 down, and the Indians have retained the trophy. So, look, the summer of cricket was a little bit, we would have liked to have seen a bit more of a competitive, especially South Africa. I thought South Africa's bowling, their batting was bad, but their bowling...
Andre Naughty was good, but outside of that...
apart from that, they really just didn't look engaged.
I think South Africa were worse than West Indies.
Yeah, I think you might be right, considering the talent on the park.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that lulled Australia into a bit of a false sense of security and we're better than we are. But against India, but then also the Travis Head decision. I wanted to chat to you about this. First test. I thought he was our best batter in the series in Australia.
He was, yeah.
And then the very next test, you drop him because of conditions that you're assuming are going to happen, or you're assuming are going to hamper him.
Yeah. One
of the most stupid decisions I've ever seen in a long time. Like, talk about overthinking it.
Yeah, I was very upset. I got very worked up when I found out he was dropped.
Me too. I was not happy.
So the argument is, right, doesn't play spin well, doesn't bat well in the subcontinent.
But that's the Travis Head prior to the Travis
Correct.
Head.
Now, what's happened since? Travis Head's had a coming out party.
Correct.
He has really found... So, Travis Head, when he struggled, right, it was like all shot selection.
Yeah.
He was getting out a lot. I feel like, trying to offside, ball's too close to his body. He was trying to... He's really just fixed that.
He has. And ironically, he's probably in that mental position where if I fail, I get dropped.
Yep.
Whereas he should have been going into that test in a position where I'm in one of the best batsmen in the world.
Yep.
I'm safe.
Which he is.
I could just play my game.
Yeah.
So to drop him, oh man, it was just a horrendous decision.
Yeah, and you said there, overthinking.
Yeah.
We've literally gone, okay, we're going to drop someone who can literally make 100 in a session.
Yeah.
Completely take the game away from the opposition.
Yep.
We're going to replace him. No offense to Pete Hanscom. Pete Hanscom batted very well.
Yeah.
I actually would like to see him stay because I think he has actually applied himself really well.
Yeah.
In what world is Matt Renshaw a better player of spin that just basically that means the ability for him to play spin is so much greater than Travis Head's that it negates all of the positive attributes of what Head brings.
No, they butchered it.
Yeah.
It was a botched job.
So it's so annoying because you heard all these great things about Andrew McDonald, right?
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you about this.
I'm off him already.
I am too. But my question to you was going to be, what does England under Baz McCullum stand for at the moment?
And what do you mean?
What's their style of play?
Bazball.
Yeah, so if you go to watch England play a test at the moment, do you know...
They're playing their style.
So you know what they're going to play.
Yeah.
You know what to expect.
Yeah.
When you go to watch Australia at the moment, what are you going to watch?
I have no idea now.
Exactly.
Absolutely no idea.
What does Australia stand for in terms of what is their game style?
Yeah.
No idea.
It's a bit of a shit show because you've got, and once again, no offense to Ashton Agar, I don't think he had any...
No.
I don't think he had any right to be in that squad in the first place.
I agree, yeah.
But they just flew in someone named Joe Cordial Man from Queensland.
Yeah, and didn't play Agar.
And played ahead of him.
Yeah, it's...
what does that say about your original selection?
Yeah, exactly. I just think they're either overthinking stuff and just getting it all wrong, or they just don't really know what they stand for. I feel like it's probably a bit of both.
I'd say it's we don't stand for.
Yeah, and so this next Ashes series, England have got their shit together. We're a bit all over the shop.
We are. We really are.
Unless we're fully fit, I think England are going to potentially do a number on us. So
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I'm a little bit off the redhead man.
I am too, and I'm off Pat Cummins as well.
No, I love Pat.
Yeah.
But Pat, come on.
Yeah. No, they honestly need to sort it out because this is genuine concerns. And I'm not saying, we should have kept Justin Langer and we need a bit of mongrel in us.
No, but I also don't know if we went through a process to find his replacement properly. Just felt like McDonald was just like, here you go, yours. It's what the players want.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it's such an important position. Go through the proper process.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it honestly makes me upset to really talk about it, to be honest.
Well, sorry to do that.
No, that's okay. Moving on. Olympian Peter Bol has a provisional doping suspension for EPO lifted after the B sample does not match the A sample, which originally tested positive. Bol finished 4th in the 800 metres at the Tokyo Olympics and returned the positive result for a banned substance earlier this year.
This is a shit show.
Yeah. This shocked me when the news first came out that he tested positive.
Yeah, same.
Because it's sort of like he was such a great story to cheer for, and it sort of broke you a little bit.
Yeah, it made you just like the Olympics has done so many times, question everything.
Yep.
But for me, it's surely the A sample shouldn't be made public until the B samples come out.
Agreed. Yeah.
So at the moment, all that's really happened for him, apart from his career being gone to back, his reputation, he'll always have that question mark over him now.
Yeah.
Which is unfair for him if
100%.
by what the B sample tells us he didn't do anything.
100%.
So why the A sample is made public is I don't get it.
Yeah. And I think it was leaked. So I think
that's how they take the test, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not bad. Yeah, you're a father of two. You may as well have the sense of humour to go with it.
I've got the license.
Boy. But I think the results were leaked, which is why sort of he got on the front foot. That's us allegedly.
Well, how is this stuff getting out come on. Time here.
So I had a very big conversation with this with the refills accountant. We have an accountant, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. He knows who he is. He's asked not to be named.
I don't know him either, but
no, that's okay. He doesn't want no free ads. As the accountant knows. He said, why don't they test all of them? Which was maybe one of the dumbest things I said, because from a financial aspect, think about how many tests are done. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
you can't test them all.
Yeah, and that's why it's random too. That's that.
But there needs to be a compromise here. If you test positive, that test that should be tested straight away. Because he has to request that, right? If you test positive and I say,
you have to request a B.
You have to request it.
They should. Yeah, absolutely. They should.
Straight away, it should be done.
Yeah.
Because how many people are testing positive? It's not that many where this is going to break the bank. It's just one giant clusterfuck, really.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a legacy of bad decisions in terms of how this is handled. So they need to really look at it, blow it up, start again. But yeah, it's super unfair on him for that to be made public.
100%. Question without notice. Was there an athlete that tested positive that when you found out you were like, oh, jeez.
Carl Lewis.
Really? Yeah. Mine was Marion Jones. Because she was
she was
a cheat code.
Yeah.
And then it turned out it was a cheat code.
Yeah, exactly. No, Carl Lewis for me, I used to love Carl Lewis.
Yeah. That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, Carl.
Yeah, come on. Marion.
Mate.
Stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Very happy for Peter.
Well, let's hope that his reputation hasn't been...
Yeah, hasn't taken a damage.
Smeared, and he can rock up to Paris, free and easy.
Not that far away.
No, it's not.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. Can't wait. The Brooklyn Nets have blown up their super team by sending Chris Bowen's boy, Kyrie Irving, to the Dallas Mavericks, KD, Kevin Durant, to the Phoenix Suns, which is really just it's rocketed the Suns into favouritism in the West.
Yeah.
Irving was traded for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith,
Good player.
an unprotected first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, blah, blah, blah. And Durant was traded for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder for 4 future first-round picks. What it has... So this is obviously massive in the NBA landscape.
Yeah.
As I said, it's made Phoenix favourite in the West. I don't think Dallas with Kyrie and Luka can still get it done.
Okay.
It certainly improved them. But what it has done, it's actually made the Brooklyn Nets just a much more balanced, competitive. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but what I'm saying is that they've got a lot of suddenly like Mikal Bridges is a gun.
Well, I was going to say, because someone tried to trade for Mikal Bridges and they offered like 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, he's a genuine gun.
Is he an all-star?
He wasn't, but I reckon he will be next year.
Okay. I mean, if you watch the All-Star game today.
No, it's not. It's not a game.
It's like doesn't carry much weight these days.
Like WWE. So, yeah, look, I think good move for the Suns. Massive risk for the Mavericks. All right, see how it plays out. Yeah.
And that kind of like, there was more trades that happened. And I'm not saying because of this.
No, but there's a whole heap that went down.
Like Westbrook went.
Westbrook still at time of record still hasn't. So the Utah Jazz will buy him out, and he'll end up. People are speculating either the Clippers or the Hornets. Probably the Clippers, but I don't know if Clippers should do it because they've got a great side at the moment as well, and that probably throws their balance out. So
and LeBron James obviously eclipsed the
all-time scoring record, which is weird because he'd already done it if you include playoffs. But for some reason, and you might be able to talk more to this, but with American sports, they sort of separate your home and away, or your regular season from your playoff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like LeBron, if you included playoffs, he'd beat Kareem's tally
decade ago,
a while ago. So, but that's what they do. So good on him. LeBron's, in my mind, probably clearly number 2 player that's ever played the game.
Same here. Yeah. Behind Derrick Rose when he was at the Bulls.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Speaking of GOATs, Tiger Woods competes in the Genesis Invitational at the Riviera Country Club. Woods has previously played in major tournaments since a serious car accident in 2021, but this was his first regular PGA Tour event since October of 2020. Woods finished at 1 under and tied for 45th. In a event which was won by Spain's John Rahm, to use the word cheat code again for the 15th time.
Yeah, he's going to win some majors this year, right?
He is unbelievable. They call him, there's a golf podcast that they call him the buoy because you just can't sink him. But
so you're cards on the table. You're a massive Tiger Woods fan.
My number one.
Yeah. So how did he? Firstly, how did he go? And secondly, how did you go watching him back in a PGA Tour tournament?
Honestly, special memories.
Yeah.
I say that. I've seen Tiger Woods 3 times live.
Twice was at the Strippers?
The other time I was working with TMZ as an intern and I was chasing some news. But no, I've met and seen NBA stars before.
Yeah.
Like I first NBA game I ever went to, I was like 5 or 6 rows back from the front, and it's Derrick Rose, Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah.
I was this far away from Tiger Woods. I've never had that feeling around another person. Like, as in, genuine, my whole body froze.
Yeah.
I couldn't...
Starstruck, quite literally.
The only time I think I've ever been starstruck. Like, if he said, how you going? I would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
Nothing would have come out.
Yeah.
After his car accident, because it was such a, there's a very, very large chance that his leg was going to be amputated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was quite the bingle.
Yeah, I remember saying, no free ads. I remember saying to my dad, I was like, he's not playing again.
Yeah.
So to see him play at the Masters was great, but he was hobbling around. He could barely do it. But this, he can win. He can win the Masters. I mean, I'm saying this
that
now.
would be a story. Like, that would be the story.
Yeah. So he can 100% win the Masters, right?
Yeah.
So during the third round, he was in the top 20.
Yep.
The two guys there's like a few guys who sort of ran away with it, and he sort of towards the tail end,
Got fatigued, probably.
Got fatigued, but the way he's hitting the ball and playing, that's not an issue. Like Augusta is one of those courses where it doesn't matter if you're the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Experience matters at Augusta.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to win it, but the way he played this weekend, he can 100% win, even with his physical limitations. The ball speed's there.
Yeah.
Everything is there.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Looking juicy.
Yeah. To finish tied for 45th.
Yeah, exactly.
When he hasn't played a full round of golf.
Well, it just shows
full tournament.
Why he's regarded as the GOAT.
But like watching that and seeing the crowds, it was like it just struck me as like, this is a really good thing for us to talk about. Is, in my opinion, he's the biggest needle mover in sports history. I think that's what I tweeted. I said no one moves the needle in sport like Tiger Woods.
I would say the only other person would be Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there anyone that you would put up?
It would
there?
be those two.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone because you're looking at galleries, right? Today, especially, that are like, it looks like a major, and you've got a guy who's about to win a major, but it's a guy who's 6 holes ahead of like the group who can win it.
Yeah,
he's 14 shots off the lead.
Yeah, exactly. But he's just a legend.
Yeah,
and who knows? Like when you're this stage of your career, who knows when the next time's going to be? So
yeah,
I'm sure every time he steps out, it's going to be just.
I think so. Yeah,
crazy.
I know. I don't think there's another chance for me to see him live, in person. But if I could see him live again play, that would be pretty.
Yeah, well,
I would have that up there as like.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean when you talk about move the needle athletes. Like people would fly.
Yeah.
From Australia to watch him play.
Yeah, 100%.
And like people would fly from Australia. I had people I knew to watch Jordan. Like you know what I mean? Like they're genuine
needle movers.
Needle movers.
Yeah, which is It was great. It was great to see him back because I mean the game of golf is, in my opinion, like golf's not a super popular. You're either really into it or you're not.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting your next potty we do. Let's get your review of. Full swing.
Yeah, good. I'm halfway through.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I haven't started, but I'm close. I'm very.
Did you watch the tennis one?
Not yet. No.
Okay,
but
maybe we'll go through both of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And the new Formula 1 one will probably be out as well.
Exactly.
We can do a deep dive.
Yeah. It's a little bit of TV, a little bit of sport, a little bit of pop culture.
That's you.
It's
your B basket.
It's my wheelhouse.
It's
my kitchen.
It's exactly. It's the end of the headlines for this week. Oh, it's been too long since I've got to do this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stocks.
Oh, there's so many stocks, and some need to be bought, some need to be sold.
Yep.
Do you know how many things that have come into my head in the last 3 months? I've gone, fuck, I need to get rid of that. Or I need to buy that.
If only I had a segment on a podcast that I could...
An outlet
I could mention it on, yeah.
But here's the thing, I do.
Oh, what's it called?
It's called the stock market. And we'll throw it to it now.
Tonight we're going to be talking about the stock market as really a woo for the stock market.
I was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on in the stock market.
New intro song.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Something different for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you go first.
I'm buying Uzi Khawaja.
Nice.
And now I tweeted about this again. My tweet.
I've got you muted. Sorry.
Fair.
It's too close to footy season.
At the time, but I went to the Boxing Day test, and I was lucky enough to have some hospitality.
Oh yes. Oh,
so
I was very upset about
so
this.
I stayed.
Day.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Well, you were working. So I stayed post game for said hospitality, and as I was enjoying it, one player was out there signing autographs for over an hour after the test had been done. And it was Buhagiar, and he was going along the whole boundary line, and he didn't stop.
I love that.
Until he'd run out of, he'd got everyone who wanted an autograph from him got an autograph from him. It was super impressive, and he didn't have to do it. But it just made me just realize, just some athletes just get it, and they're there was not one other Australian player came out, and you might say, it's because he doesn't do alcohol but it was more than that. It was beyond that. So. For me, I already really liked Usman Khawaja. No relation to Buhagiar, but it just, for me, it really, it's very close. I just loved that from him.
Yeah.
Whenever you see athletes give back like that, it's good.
To quote the great John Smith from Pro Kick Australia, Rule 6, give back. So, absolutely love that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he gave back.
I've always been a big Aussie fan.
Yeah.
I loved that he was seemingly the only one who really stood up to Justin Langer.
Well, he's very level-headed. He doesn't get the highs. He doesn't celebrate too much. The lows he doesn't get too low. He tries to stay that
very
course.
opposite to you and me.
Absolutely, he's not. Yeah. And I enjoyed the test, which was Series 2.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
He was a big part of that show. Probably almost all of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And super impressive dude.
Yeah.
So buying Aussie.
Like that. My first buying is something that I had to get my head around. And I finally got my head around to it because I realised how unfair it was that I hadn't got my head around to it earlier. Oscar Piastri.
Oh, of course.
I was so upset with how everything ended with Daniel Ricciardo, McLaren, that I love Formula One. I've been getting the worst withdrawal symptoms of Formula One the last few weeks because we're really close. Practice testing starts in a couple of days. That's where I'll be. But I was so upset about Ricciardo and everything that happened that I completely just missed sight of the fact that we still have an Australian on the grid.
21-year-old?
I believe so. 21, 22. Very young.
Oh, it's
huge.
It's almost prodigy age, honestly. That's he's just got off his P's.
Yeah, actually, he's only allowed, can't drive on a freeway or can't drive at night.
There's all sorts
one
of
passenger.
Stuff.
We've still got him. And, I just can't believe that it took me so long to get really excited to watch him. The McLaren is a good car. I'm not going to get into the whole Ricciardo.
No.
It didn't work. But
so where's in terms of a pecking order, clearly he's not the number one driver at McLaren.
No, because Lando Norris is.
Yeah, but what is the expectation from someone like a...
good question.
What is he walking into?
Good question. I think... Yeah, it's a really tough one because it's obviously a cutthroat business.
Yeah.
Right? They've just paid Ricciardo $18 million
to have a holiday.
To have a holiday and to get Piastri in.
Yeah.
So they think that much of him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you're doing that, when you're paying that much money, when you're making these sort of decisions, their expectation of him is not to finish bottom 3 and just.
Oh no, they're.
Find your feet, son. It's shooting for the podium, right?
They expect to be the third. I suspect they expect to be the third car in the constructors.
Fighting it out with Ferrari, say?
No, Ferrari. I don't think that. I think Ferrari will brains them. To be honest.
Okay.
I think they'll finish 4th, maybe 4th, 5th. But the expectation will be that he is a lot closer to Norris than what Ricciardo was, which I think is a fair thing to assume that he'll probably achieve. So I'm buying him. I'm positive. I'm trying to be more positive these days. I can't wait for Formula One. Let's go, Piastri.
Wow, good on you.
Let's go, Piastri.
I like this happy disposition.
Let's go, Piastri, and let's hope Perez fails and then Ricciardo gets back in the Red Bull.
Yes, 2 Aussies. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
My second buy is Las Vegas LeBron. Now,
okay.
so LeBron
I have
James.
no idea what this means.
Well, so LeBron James is he sort of confirmed at the All-Star weekend that his ambitions post-career
A team.
is to own an NBA franchise.
That would be
And
money.
base it in Vegas. And when LeBron James says he wants to own a franchise and base it in Las Vegas,
Yeah. That's going to happen.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't say that without some things. He knows some
Yeah.
things. So, which I think would be just, imagine that. Like
That
it
would be so good. That would
so
be
good.
like the hockey team's done well,
Yep.
the NFL team's done well. It's kind of seems amazing that they haven't actually.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be one of those ones that's going to happen within the next, well, basically a season or two after he retires. I think we're going to see it happen, and I think it's going to just add so much to the NBA.
Yeah.
And they'll quite quickly become one of the most popular teams.
Do you think that a team will move, or will a team be added and then another team be added so they get
the problem is it's in the West, because normally I'd say
Seattle?
but that'd be two Western Conference teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be a no-brainer to add a Vegas and Seattle.
Where would there be another team you could add in the
Unless
East?
could you move a team from West to East? Is there someone on the fringe? I don't know.
I feel like the value of NBA teams, like what did the guy who just bought the Phoenix team pay?
Lots. I don't know.
Oh, and the billions.
Yeah,
And the first thing
yeah.
he did was sold the farm, ranch, and his uncle's farm for Durantula.
Yeah, exactly. So
I just couldn't see an NBA team being moved, because I don't think of one.
no, I think it will be Vegas gets added and then another team gets added. But
yeah.
how they work it, I'm not sure. But it's going to happen, and it's going to be big.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, Carolina. Is there a team in Carolina?
Or Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte feels like they could be moved. Actually, aren't they? A
Well,
shit case?
Jordan owns them.
Okay, well they're not doing that. Finger on the pulse once again.
Yeah. So we'll just watch this space with this one. But I think an NBA franchise, LeBron James on the sideline, full LeBron mode.
Yeah.
In Vegas, it's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, nice one. Hard to follow up that, because that's a really good one, even though I don't like basketball.
Apologies.
And this one's probably not going to really land with you because you didn't watch the tennis, but
Okay.
Buying an American named Ben Shelton.
Okay.
So big left-handed young kid.
I love
You love lefties.
Yeah.
He's like 22, 21. I think he made the quarters.
Yep.
Quarters or the semis. This was the first. He's just come out of college. He's just got into the top 50. This was the first time he'd left America.
Wow.
Could you imagine being a top 50 ranked player in the world? And
You haven't left your country
yeah,
in a clearly international sport.
I honestly couldn't believe that. But he just had this like infectious. He's a complete package to me.
So we're going chips in on him to
Yeah.
win the US Open, right?
We're going chips in on him to win multiple majors.
Yep, right.
He is a.
I'm talking about this year's US Open.
Oh yeah, I'll bet on him. I don't care. Yeah, yeah,
It's only money.
yeah. But like, he's got that like. I don't want to say that he's got that curious kind of a.
Presence? Or?
No, he doesn't, because he's complete opposite to it. He's got that like. Maybe Andy Roddick is a good one. Like Andy Roddick was this explosive server,
Yeah.
and you wanted to watch, right? Because he's
Yeah.
powerful. This is what this guy's like.
Yeah.
He's a beast of a server. He's got the huge lefty forehand.
Yeah, lefties. I'm not just saying this because I'm
No,
but I do
you're
like
absolutely spot on. Yeah,
like watching those left-handed.
I don't understand it.
It's great to watch though.
Yeah.
It just looks good. Like McEnroe, left-handed. Like they are tennis players. Lefty tennis players are really good to watch.
Yeah,
Rafa.
he's a genuine draw card. So I loved watching him, because there's like a bunch of these young new wave tennis players who I kind of feel like nothing really. Like I don't really feel much for Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
I don't really
well, that's
feel much for
that's
Taylor
sort of,
Fritz.
That's sort of
like,
where I was with the Oz Open.
Yeah.
I'm sort of not there with the next generation.
Yeah.
So
But this guy, there's a couple. What's his name? Sebastian Korda. Like his dad, Peter Korda, won the Oz Open.
yeah, I know Peter Korda.
Oh, I think tennis is one of those sports that I'm really going to get into more.
Yep.
Just because I watch so much of it, and like, Djokovic won, and that
Yeah, yeah.
sucked.
Yeah.
But like, there's that kind of era's leaving. Like, your Medvedevs taken off, which is good.
Yeah.
This new wave of younger players is great, and this Ben Shelton is going to be.
I'm all for a next wave because I think it's desperately needed. To be honest,
agreed. So
feels like there's been a bit of a vacuum since your big boys have gone.
Yeah, since Philippus has left. So
rest in peace.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Allegedly. So that's my second buy.
My third buy. Look, we always go a bit silly with our third buy sometimes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, a little bit off.
Do a silly one.
Let's do a silly one. Golf buggies.
Yeah, nice.
I'm buying them. I reckon the world would just be a better place.
100% it would be.
If we all just scooted around on battery-powered golf buggies rather than, I'm not going to get into the whole environment thing, but more so it would just make everyone relax. You can, 20K maximum.
No. Floor it.
No, but golf buggies only have a certain max speed. It's usually about 20Ks. But everyone would be so much more chill. It's like Hamilton Island everywhere.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so, I don't know.
Retirement village.
Exactly. Or just
literally driving it everywhere. What's it? Century Lakes, is that what it's called?
Century Lakes.
Yeah.
Just giving your granny a lift.
Yeah.
To the
seeing Greg Norman bingo. 8 times a day. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we all were driving golf buggies rather than cars?
I love where your head's at because Aaron could be like, "Oh, did you get the milk?" And you're like, "Oh shit,
I'll
go get it."
But
how much more excited would you be to go get it, to jump in your golf buggy than like your regular car you consume with the diesel?
You'd be fighting over the milk run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you come in and your fridge is filled with milk. That is a great buy.
Yeah, look, I just I don't know, it just came to me. I just thought, wouldn't the world be a better place?
Where do you think you'll retire? Do you think you'll retire and stay here?
No, my plan is to retire in Malta. I'm a Maltese citizen. My plan is to do just summer to summer.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the plan. Whether it happens or not, who knows?
Yes, we're doing silly ones.
It's a plan.
Yeah. Now, sticking with the silly theme, I'm buying trucker caps.
Okay.
See, trucker caps were like the denim jacket, right? Big in Canada, went missing, stayed big in Canada, and then
never left. Yeah.
And the rest of the world is kind of this corduroy vintage.
Yeah, true.
It's taking over.
Yep.
I love vintage caps, and I love trucker caps.
Now, a man of your, I would say, pasty white complexion mixed with, I would say, lack of hair follicles. I'm not sure a trucker cap is your best friend.
It is.
Okay.
It is. You know
the
why?
Breathability, is it?
Yeah. The head needs to breathe.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got a lot of head knocks. I need all the oxygen in there I can get. I just bought this sensational Welcome to Anchorage trucker cap, which Caitlin hates.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I love it. But like every time I put it on, I feel so good. And then I've got my old trusty Bass Pro Shop fishing trucker cap, which you're an absolute loser if you don't have one.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this personally, but if you think you're a country man, you love your country music, you love your fishing, and you don't have one of those hats,
Who are you?
You're a fugazi. You're a fake. So I'm buying trucker caps. I'm looking to add more trucker caps to.
You want to add more to the collection? Maybe are we due some merch? Are we going to sort of pivot from a corduroy, move into a trucker cap space?
Maybe we'll do both.
There you go.
Maybe we'll get into bucket hats.
There is a
bucket trucker caps.
There is a genuine demand for some merch from us, actually.
There is.
Yep.
And there's a genuine
stand by, please. It's patience. Patience. Thank you.
There's a genuine interest from my accountant too to get some much needed funds into the refill bank account.
Okay, well that's fair.
So yeah, watch this space. So that's my last buy.
Great.
Trucker caps.
Love it. Selling.
Yes.
Now this came off the back of I was watching the test, as I mentioned earlier, the series on Amazon Prime Video.
No free ads.
No free ads.
If it's KO, it's fine. I'm okay with that. As it's
okay.
Yeah, but not Amazon Prime.
No, well, he's available on Foxtel. And something that caught my eye and raised my considerable eyebrows was Pat Cummins admitted or mentioned on the show that Scott Morrison,
Oh, I know.
that
Oh, my
old bloke,
God.
that old bloke, when he was PM, added Pat Cummins to a private WhatsApp group called The Legends. And in the group was Scott Morrison and Justin Langer, former Australian coach, and then they added Cummins in when he was named Test captain.
The contents of that group chat would keep me awake for a fucking decade.
What a shocking... Like, where do you even start with that?
All right.
Like, so
What's worse? What's worse? That or the video of Scott Morrison playing a ukulele and singing K-San?
Question without notice.
I know. And it's a genuine tough
It's
question.
genuinely got me. I reckon the WhatsApp group's worse
Yeah.
because it's just the name of it.
Oh, it's so...
Just-
I hate that we're talking about it.
I know, but it's
we
a
need
sell.
to.
It's a sell.
We need to talk about it.
We have to sell this shit. Like,
Oh.
yeah, it's so bad.
Good first sell. Sticking on the cricket theme, I'm selling cricket in India. Just pull the plug.
Okay.
We've got to stop going there.
Well,
What good comes of it?
no good comes of it, I suppose. But I'll have you think because I've got.
Yeah. So the golden era struggled to win over there, right?
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
And playing cricket over there, it damaged us mentally so badly when VVS Laxman made 400.
Yeah.
And, I was crying. I was a kid. I was like, Dad, we can't get a wicket. Like,
Dad, when?
it was like the first time I was like, I can't see us getting a wicket. But like that actual broke us.
I suppose it did. It was very
Because we wouldn't go near the follow on.
No, exactly. It did. It haunted us.
It haunted us for decades. And I reckon it still lingers.
But it was one of the all-time great. I remember listening to that innings on my car. I was driving somewhere. Like you had to be listening or watching, seeing what was going to happen with VVS Laxman. So I mean, I think that's an all-time. But you're right. It did
scarred us.
Spooked us.
Yeah,
big time. Yeah.
And I don't even know if I can watch the last two tests. Like this, what has just happened in the last few weeks has just been.
Yeah, I'll watch it, but I'm watching it under protest in that I don't like the decisions. I don't like the decisions that have been made over there.
No,
I'm hating what I'm seeing over there.
Yeah.
I think that, as we talked about. So, my question to you though, in terms of the funny buggers that happens prior to the tests, imagine if Australia did that. So imagine if India toured Australia and then Australia were locking out teams, watering pitches, doctoring it so it favoured our batsmen or bowlers. It would be an absolute uproar.
Yeah, you're right, because they got their own ambulance after we gave them sandwiches for lunch.
So,
like, if that's what they're complaining about, imagine what they would do if we doctored the pitches.
The double standards to me is quite annoying to me.
Yeah, and look, I get that their wickets are not going to be roads like we've got here or anything.
No, exactly,
with grass.
and that's the beauty of cricket. You've got different conditions, different.
Yeah,
countries.
it's going to be a dust bowl, whatever.
Yeah,
but like that's blatant pitch doctoring what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the request from us to use the pitch after, and then they just water it.
Yeah, it's if that happened in Australia to them, they would fly home, tail between the legs.
100%. Yeah, like why are you watering that pitch?
Yeah, exactly.
That thing's that. I'm not going to say that. That thing's dead.
Yeah.
That thing is like that annoys the shit out of me more than I think our performances.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, honestly, I don't want us to go to India anymore. They can come here, they can beat us here. I don't care. But like, I'm done. I'm done with India.
Yeah.
I'm done trying to watch. I'm done trying to like like really focus on the TV because I can't see because the air quality is so bad. I'm done with it all. Right? Enough. I've had enough of all of it.
Yeah.
It's on the perfect time slot. It's on the day-night time slot.
Great time slot.
And yet I can't see it because there's too much smog. And then when it's clear, I don't want to see what I'm seeing because we're so crap. And I don't want to see Ashwin faking to do like a man cat when they wouldn't even be out of their crease. Like, honestly, just
feels like
a lot of it. I'm done with it all.
Yeah, it feels like they're living a little bit rent-free in your head, to be honest, but that's okay.
Everyone lives rent-free. I'd be so financially well off if the things in my head paid a little bit of board.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, I'm done with it.
Well, my next sell, and it's something I've seen, it's again, it's where fashion meets sport. I sort of delve into this territory a little bit.
You said you liked this shirt.
I do like that shirt. It's not sport-related, though. Unless it's quite jungle thing, so maybe it's where you hit your golf ball. I don't know, but
absolutely,
I'm selling the Mischief Big Red boots. Now, have you seen these big red boots that have been flying around?
The huge ones, right? Yeah.
So this one stings me a little bit because it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, the Thunder star, my boy, one of the best players in the world at the moment. Yeah. And he has to shoulder a big chunk of the blame for this, but he rocked up pre-game wearing them, and so I may be a Thunder fan, but I do not pledge blind loyalty to just shit antics.
Yeah,
and this is shit house.
That's poo-poo. That's poo-poo.
And for those
antics.
people who haven't seen them, we'll put a photo on our socials and whatnot. And if you're watching, just gonna show the YouTube audience just 1 second. So as I said, we'll post a photo of it on our social so people can see if they haven't seen it. But I mean, the best way to describe it is like giant Pac-Man shoes.
Yeah,
it's just nonsense.
It's like a big hat thing going on as well. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and oversized jackets but so the company that makes them, as I said, they're called Mischief.
No free ads.
Oh yeah, no free ads. Allegedly. And they quoted in their press release, this was their quote, "Cartoonishness is an abstraction that frees us from the constraints of reality. If you kick someone in these boots, they go boing." Well, I'll tell you what.
That's weird.
If I ever found the designer of these boots, I would kick these designer square in the plums with some metal cap blunnies, and we'll see what sound you make there, champion, because it's a joke. Yeah. And I'm all for fashion. I'm all for pushing the boundaries, etc. But this is just circus.
That's weirdest. Yeah, that's
selling it. Get off my lawn.
Good sell. I like that. My one. All I do is sell NBA. Let's be honest. Like everyone knows. Yeah. Everyone knows I've got a real bee in my bonnet about the NBA. But Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he's in a real state.
Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be an American state. I feel like
Jake jumpers.
No, because they're good. I like what I like what they've done. But I mean, at some point, like this guy's done so much damage to him. He's like,
well, he's now on I think it's a $80 million a year contract, and he's no longer part of the rotation since they've made the trades.
Yeah.
So he's not even in the rotation anymore.
That's what I mean. Like so
he's getting paid $80 million to sit on the bench.
That seems like a lot to sit on the bench.
Feels like a lot.
Yeah. It's just. I mean, this isn't even an aggressive sell. This is actually kind of a sad sell.
Yeah, I was going to say it is sad.
Because at one point in time, rookie of the year.
Absolutely, all-star. Perennial all-star.
Yeah,
and
him and Embiid at one point.
Yeah,
they were like a legit thing, right?
Yep. 100%.
It's just sad to see where it's got to. Like what's really caused all of this is.
I don't know what's next for him or where he goes. I feel like he could still be a pivotal part of the right team. For me, it's always been Golden State because the knock on him is he's shooting.
Yeah,
but you surround him with two of the greatest ever shooters, Thompson and Curry.
No one gives a shit. Yeah,
and then he's either just driving and dishing, or just driving and dunking. Like
Jason becomes Jason Williams.
Yeah, well, it feels like a great fit for him, but I don't know if he could ever get there. But yeah, it's a good sell.
It's a sad sell.
Yeah,
not that I was ever a Ben Simmons stan.
No, but
whatever the
it
kids,
is. But
kids
you like to see our athletes, our Aussie homegrown athletes do well.
Yeah,
regardless of their temperament.
Unfortunately, I don't want to see him do well.
Oh,
because I've sold him.
My last sell is 2 or more abreast cyclists on our roads.
This is so specific.
Well, just because you spend $400 on Lycra at Rebel Sport, it doesn't give you the right to travel 2 abreast on a street, suburban street, and you know this is not the Tour de France.
No, it's not. No, it's a Tour de Green Wedge.
It's Tour de Green Wedge. You're not in the big leagues.
No.
Stop being flogs. You own your shoes that clip into the pedal, and it's all very good. And you have your lattes, and that's great.
Correct.
But don't ride 2 or 3 abreast like you're in the friggin' Oh, it is so annoying. Oh, it is so annoying.
Yep.
And look, I rode to school for a good 8 years.
With the clip-ons?
No, I just just had my school shoes on,
Old school.
backpack on, my stack hat on.
Yeah.
I got it done. Single file.
Yeah.
1 abreast.
Yeah. What sort of bike?
I had like a mountain bike, and then I had a racer as well.
Yeah, you're 100%. You're a BMX. You're a pegs.
Yeah,
Rock pegs.
Yeah. I had spokey dokies.
Yeah, you're white trash. You're 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, it annoys the shit. It's just arrogance.
Yeah. No,
and if you see it, it's hard not to.
It's hard not to put your window down.
It's hard not to rage.
It's hard not to.
It takes a lot not to rage.
It's hard not to completely flip out.
Yeah. So, and it's just the arrogance of it. It just does me head in. So
yeah.
If you're a 2 or 3 abreast of a cyclist and you're listening to this,
have a real good hard look at
room
yourself.
full of mirrors, please.
Yeah. Real.
And
get ready.
Give yourself a smack.
Give yourself a little bit of a smack, because your behaviour is absolutely.
Yeah. We don't condone it here at the Refill.
No, we don't. Speaking of embarrassing behaviours, I'm gonna need a prop for this one.
Prop heavy.
I'm gonna put this down.
Uh-oh.
You want to pass me that big, beautiful looking trophy there?
Stand by.
Yep. There she is. So, do you know what this is?
It looks, it's got a FFL logo, so not the NFL, but it's very similar. It's got...
Probably more important than the NFL.
Okay. It's got a football. It's mounted on a trophy, on a fake pewter looking one. It's got a title, 2 kickers, 1 cup. What is this?
This is the 2 kickers, 1 cup trophy, which I'm now a 2-time champion of.
Well done. Are we talking about fantasy NFL?
This is fantasy NFL. The team of destiny won on the last week of the regular season just to make the playoffs.
Wow.
I shouldn't have been there.
Reverse Carlton.
And then I just kept winning.
Just got a taste for it and couldn't stop.
I'm selling this entire fantasy league because this is a league that's been going for over a decade.
Uh-huh.
And these are some of the best and brightest minds in the gambling world.
Yeah, we're talking about
people who work in America.
Live it and breathe it.
Who have been flown over for their expertise.
Mm-hmm.
And they let me win.
Twice.
So I look at this and I kiss this every day. But I'm selling everyone in this league because this league used to be something that was so competitive and great.
And now you just whitewash them.
Now everyone in this league is a joke.
Wow. Well, I feel sorry for those people in this league.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. As far as trophies go for fantasy leagues, it's made me think. I run an NBA one and it's made me think. It's opened my horizons.
Yeah, so you'll see me often just walk in the streets of I'm actually not going to reveal where I live. But
Parts unknown.
What's that? What's that? Where the UFOs are in America?
I can't remember. If that's
Area 51 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in Area 51. But
well done, mate.
it wasn't
Congratulations.
really, I didn't want to buy myself winning this, so I had to sell.
I liked the twist there. I like how you twisted it from how can I do it so I don't sound like a complete self-indulgent asshole?
How can I brag and then also hang shit on the people I beat?
Oh, hats off to you because you've done it well.
Yep, and it's a beautiful looking trophy.
It is. As far as fake trophies go, it's a ripper.
And let me say, it is much better than my graded 4 badminton trophy. So,
Well, there you go. Something to aspire to.
yeah, but I believe that's it for the stock market.
Good start.
It's been an exciting first episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been electric.
There was a lot of stuff that happened over the few months. It was very difficult for us to cover
Yeah,
off.
look, obviously we're not going to go through it all.
No.
You know, that's the sort of the nature of a hiatus.
Yeah.
Or a break, if you will.
Yeah, but obviously we'll be returning to regular shows now. So
Regular programming, absolutely.
yeah, that'll be every couple
Looking
of weeks.
forward to our next one, which is,
Yes.
as mentioned,
Yeah.
AFL heavy
Yeah.
focus.
Did we mention that earlier?
I think so.
Yeah.
Have we not?
I mean, if we haven't, there will be another episode following this one very quickly as we've done a specialised AFL preview show.
Yep.
Because we know that's what everyone... We're an AFL show.
Look, we know where our bread is buttered.
Exactly. We know how we make our money. So yeah, that will be dropping shortly after this, and then we'll go back to the regular style show, and you'll be able to
Quench or quelch.
You'll be able to ignore a new episode every couple of weeks. But yeah, was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
No, as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. On the tube, get around it.
Yep.
Look at that trophy. See, if you're on YouTube, you can watch this. You can see the trophy.
Yeah.
You can see the shirt.
Yeah.
You can see the swag.
You can see the Travis Burt.
It's all
there's the
happening.
trophy.
It's all happening on the tube. But either way, no matter how you get us, thanks for getting us.
That's it. Shop early.
Always shop early.
Speaking of floating on air, my first buy is Mascots Trucking Kids.
What? Full enough alert. My last sale is Chupa Chup wrappers.
You're looking vibrant, relaxed, youthful.
Thank you. Yes, I don't feel any of those things, but
Neither do I. And I don't look at. Wow.
oh god, we've gone full nuffy.